Hey guys, this is Hattori. Welcome to another video of the Diablo 3 Barbarian Guide. On the previous videos, we've seen the minimum stats required for wirl-wind spec and the most common build of recently level 60 characters in low Paragon level. Today, we will talk about the more advanced wirl-wind spec, the offensive Rend build. This is used by higher Paragon level characters with better gear and more DPS. As the title says, this spec focus on the Rend talent and Lacerate rune. Here is the Rend talent. A sweeping strike causes all nearby enemies to bleed for 700 weapon damage as physical over 5 seconds. So this is a dot damage over time talent, and with Lacerate rune we increase that damage to 903 weapon damage as physical over 5 seconds. So the higher weapon damage, the more damage you do. This spec is preferred to be used by players when farming in open areas like Fields of Misery, the Weeping Hollow, and so on. Playing it correctly, this build produces a massive amount of AoE damage, great XP, and legendary per hour. Grouping as many enemies as you can, use Rend and tornadoes is the way to go. I recommend using the Scorn, the Scorn 2-hand legendary axe, because you can find it in very high weapon damage, as you can see here, and cost less than getting 2 one-hands with also high weapon damage. Okay, this is not a barbarian weapon, it's intelligence, but you can see here how high is the weapon damage. Okay guys, let's see how this spec performs. We will go on the Fields of Misery, where we can find a lot of enemies and group them so you see how the spec performs. First, we put our Battle Rage buff to get the Fury back from crits. We're grouping the enemies, and you can see the red debuff on the enemies is the Rend. That is the Rend talent. And they bleed for 903 weapon damage. Battle Rage has to be all the time up. And we're trying to find as many enemies as we can. The goal here is to keep the red dot all the time on all the enemies. Here we have an elite group. We're using Wrath of the Berserker. Getting lucky here, got a very good Immortal King's belt. You can see the red debuff on them, and they die from bleeding. Easy and very, very powerful build. You can see here, trying to maintain the Wrath of the Berserker up, using wirl-wind and sprint all the time to get to have the Berserker up all the time. On a later videos, I'm gonna explain ways how to maintain the Berserker buff in the whole area all the time. Getting here, grouping up all the mobs, be sure all of the mobs have the red debuff on them, the Rend, and they bleed to death. And we can finish one mob only with Bash, our Fury builder. This is the end of our video. Thanks for watching. Keep in touch. We are on the next videos. We will see the other wirl-wind spec, the tanky Rend, and my favorite one, the Smasher build. Hit the like button and subscribe so I can let you know for the future videos. Take care.